सरिस नाम अरुनामी प्रीति परस्पर प्रभु अनुगामी नाम रूप दुई ईस उपाधि अखत अनादि सुसामुजी साधि. Meaning, naam, name, roop, forms, dui, is upadhi. Names and forms are two attributes of God. They surpass description and can be understood by virtuous appreciation. Forms are subordinate to names, so the form cannot be known without the name. So what are we getting at this morning? We're coming to Mother Durga, right? But we're starting from Ramayana. Many actions we perform on a daily basis, we do not give it a name. For example, we may help someone across the street, or we give someone a meal, or we do a little, something very simple. And we are performing this action, but in scripture, in terms of Durga Maa, when she came to slay a demon by the name of Mahishasur, she earned the title Mahishasur Mardini, and there is a stotra of 20 verses dedicated to the glories of Mother Durga. So for her, it wasn't a simple task. It was to destroy this demon who was given this boon that, he want immortality. And he didn't even think that to ask that, okay, I may not be destroyed by a woman. He thought of women being so inferior. He asked for the boon where he could not be destroyed at all. And so the Devatas came up with the formula, and that is they have to get a female so that she can destroy this evil Mahishasur. So Durga Maa came in that form to destroy Mahishasur. She also came in the form of Vindyavasini, and she destroyed Nishumbh and Shumbh. In the Sri Vindeshwari Stotra, the first line, this is what it states: Nishumbha Shumbha Mardini Prachanda Munda Khandani Vanerane Prakashini Bhajami Vindyavasini. And this is in adorations to Durga Maa, where in another form she came to destroy Nishumbh and Shumbh. And this is very simple. So hold the thought, this is one form, Ma Durga, but based on the sequences of activities, she take another form so that she can destroy evil. To bring us closer to the understanding, suppose in one day you, this one person, you completed 9 functions successfully. Each function at a different time, place, and circumstance. Can we say that these are 9 persons? It's the same one person, you. Similarly, there are no 9 sisters of Durga Maa. There are 9 forms, 9 manifestations. So we have to understand that based on purpose, Mother Durga came and she destroyed evil. And who is Vindyavasini? Well, Vindyavasini is recorded as Yogmaya. If we can quickly go to the story of Lord Krishna, where when he was born and Kans came into the prison cell to kill the child, thinking it was a male, it was Yogmaya who flung out of his hand and said to him that your destructor is not here, he's elsewhere. That Yogmaya is Vindyavasini. And so that place still exists in India, where Navratri devotees will go and they will pray to her. And there's a mandir dedicated to her on the Vindhyachal temple. It's about 200 steps to climb up to this, because Vindhya itself means mountain. And Vasini, Vasa, is a Sanskrit root for settle. So Vindyavasini, the one who settles or resides in the mountain. And it's another form of Ma Durga. Now, when we look at the picture of Ma Durga, we see her having 10 arms. And, a non-Hindu will look at the picture of Ma Durga and say, here goes again the Hindus with the many heads and the many gods and many hands. But what is it projecting? Well, when the gods took a decision to manifest a female, they all gave her their respective protection or weapons. And so Lord Shiva gave her the Trishul, and she was given the mace and the thunderbolt and the shak, etc. You can find that out. And what I like about her description is that at one glance, you see her capability by the weapons that she's using, and it shows that she was empowered by these devata, because the devatas, although male, they could not destroy these demons. And Hinduism always recognized a role for women and an equal role. And this is where Ma Durga in this form as a female aspect in Hinduism is glorified. And there is no difficulty that men will think, oh, I will not pray to Mother Durga because she's in the female aspect. No. It is with the understanding that Ma, Durga Maa, is in the universe, and she also is responsible to discharge boons and to give to humankind that kind of support. One of the lines I like in the Vindhyeshwari Stotra, it says, Daridra Dukkha Hadini, Sada Vibhuta Kadini, Viyoga Shoka Hadini, Bhajami Vindhyavasini, Daridra Dukh. And Vindhyavasini in this form, Daridra means poor or poverty, Dukh means sorrow, and everything that is connected with not having basic means. Hadini, remove, Sada, always, Vibhuta Kadini. And so Vindhyavasini in that form, she was that one that was equipped to help mankind. And she removed obstacles and impediments in their path. And if you know someone by the name of Vindhyavasini, we can say name and nature. So let us be careful how we name our children, because we want them to represent the name that they carry. Very rare I would have had as a teacher to call out a student by the name of Ravan or by the name of Kamsa. You have parents give their children beautiful names. And so when we are giving our children names, get these names where you can enhance their image, and where probably the name can be spoken for itself, that this name is a description of someone who will give help, who will make a difference in society, who will create an atmosphere of conduciveness where there is love, peace, harmony, and where you always want to gravitate towards this person. And so Vindhyavasini, in the form of Mother Durga, she accomplished this task for our humankind. Now there is the Mahishasur Mardini Stotra, and there are lots of, as I mentioned, 20 verses, but there is the 5th verse, which goes like this: Airana Durmada Satru Vidhodita Durdhara Nirjara Shakti Brite Chatura Vichara Durina Mahashiva Dutakrita Pramata Dipate Durita Duriha Durashaya Durmita Danavaduta Kritanta Mate. This is a line which fascinated me. Now, Durita Duriha Durashaya Durmita Danava, the Dana, the demons, Dut Kritanta Mate. The Shumba, when he discovered that the Mother Durga was a female and she was very beautiful, what he did, he sent a proposal to her and asked her hand in marriage. And Durita, Duriha, Durashaya Durmita Danava. She just rejected it outright. We see in today's world when they cannot compete with women on burning issues, we see they resort to undesirable description of these women in an effort to bring disrespect and dishonor, rather than combating the issue on hand. Mahishasur, instead of taking on Ma Durga in battle, because that's what she came for, he sent a marriage proposal, thinking, her form is so delicate and she was just suited for one specific purpose. But no, she rejected it and she defeated him eventually. So Hinduism shows that women are very competent. And if you are a demon and you terrorize people, then definitely the women, they're going to annihilate you. And in this current modern time, they're not going to go into battle and fight you with weapons. Oh, they're going to use their voices and they're going to combat. So we have to recognize our innate Shakti as women, that in order to combat our everyday challenges, and most of them might come from the men, because we feel that we are ill-equipped as women, and that is why we find the cases of domestic violence is so high, because we haven't learned martial arts, or we haven't learned the way to protect ourselves physically. So when we are dealt with a few blows, we kind of we stay quiet and we endure the violence. But no, stop it. So in the context of Mother Durga, she took these demons to battle and she defeated them. But listen up, women and men. There are demons out there in our society, and we have to combat with them, and we have to conquer them, and we have to win them. But we are not going to use weapons. No. We are going to deal with them with severe blows. And how? We're going to put them in their places. Put them in their place, and they must learn to respect women. And if a woman uses her voice to state her opinion, and it is a very strong opinion, then don't try to carry that woman into the gutter and blame her or use personal attacks. That means you're ill-equipped. Deal with the issue. I like how Ma Durga, when she, Mahishasur, she just cast away his proposal. She was not there for that kind of nonsense. She was there to deal with him. And so if we can reflect on the glories of Ma Durga and the glories of Vindhyavasini, who destroyed Shumb and Nishumb, but they went into battle. But even today we have to go into battle. But we are supposed to be more intelligent, more knowledgeable, and our way of communication and dealing with matters is by communication. So if you have some issue, write a letter, raise some concern. Go on social media, state your concern, but be very, very respectful. Because when you become disrespectful, you turn off people and they don't see, you don't have substance. But when you can attack your issue and you can deal with it on hand, then you can say fully that, okay, I have made representation. And this is the message for all of us, women and men, as we usher in the period of Navrat, which is Wednesday. Oh, my dear women and girls, young girls, recognize your inner Shakti. Recognize that you can make a difference and you have a voice. Use your voice. And when you see that domestic violence is at your doors and it has entered your home, you stand firmly and you say, no, I will not tolerate this, and you seek help, because help is available. And do not be afraid, because there are many out there who will give assistance. And one of the places that you can look is the Ministry of Human and Social Security, and there is a hotline, 914. Go and call that number and you will get help. And we can all enjoy this life. And what was life meant to be? To enjoy and to have mutual respect for each other. So as we move into Navratri, recognize your innate power, oh my dear women. Recognize your power. And when I say power, not to misuse the word, but recognize that we all have inner strength. And all we have to do is stand firm and say, no, I will not tolerate this, and I will stand firmly for my principles. With these few words, I want to say to you that yesterday, the 2nd of October, we observe Hanuman Jayanti, the birth anniversary of not Hanuman, I have him in my thoughts, Gandhiji. Gandhiji. I think of his attributes like that of Hanumanji. And Gandhiji, I'm saying Hanuman again, Gandhiji toppled the British Empire with his simplicity of non-violence. He said, no violence. And in the uproar in those days in India, it did not take effect immediately because people were angry. You were saying to us that they're coming with weapons and they want to kill us and we must have non-violence. But as a leader, he stood firmly. And because of his strong faith and because of the non-violence which he preached to people, he was able to topple the British Empire. Similarly, we can topple those men and boys and maybe even women who commit violence to us. We can say, no, we are not tolerating violence. This month also, we are observing Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I would like to say to all those carriers that you're not alone. I know most of the ministries in our country are observing this month, and for those of us loved ones who have this breast difficulty, we are at this time, we stand firm with you. And this month is also a month of agriculture, so a lot is happening in the month of October. And last but not least, I would like to say belated happy birthday to our leader, Dr. Vindhyavasini. Her birthday was the 1st of October. A very strong and phenomenal woman. Sitaram, everyone.
You're currently listening to the Mahishasura Mardini Stotram that Miss Aaron was talking about. And indeed, it's very soothing and very peaceful. There is one as well that really gets you up and going. But this one is very peaceful that we're playing this morning. Miss Aaron mentioned about some names. And also here we have, on the live, we have Mahadev from Maha Expo. If you would like to check out all cabinets and countertop designs for very affordable kitchen cabinet quality, you should check them out, and you would see that they have the best in what they have. Call them at 800-436-8011. And to our New York listeners, how are you doing this morning? Also on the live, we have Kishan Sugrim. He went to India. He's a phenomenal singer. He's really talented, super talented, from Berbice. So it's nice to have the Berbicians here with us this morning. Kishan, I hope you're doing really well. And I would really love to have you on the program someday. We'll have to work
I
that
will
out.
love to hear him chant the Mahishasura Mardini Stotra.
Yes. He's not talented in one aspect like only bhajans. He could do filmy and classical and like the prayers and the mantras. Super talented young man. I've never heard him sing English, but it's something I'd like to venture on. But nevertheless, Kishan, it's nice to have you here with us. Sandy, I'm happy to see that you think it's very inspiring. For those of you who are listening on the radio and you'd like to join in the conversation, you can message me at 616-6183. SMS or WhatsApp is quite fine. Also to the Barbadians who are here with us, Sal, Nani, and Nicholas, I hope you're enjoying this morning's program. And I do hope that you continue to stay with us. And to Rhythm By, hi. I'm not sure if that's your correct name, but thank you. We did mention about a lot of things. Miss Saran spoke about a lot of things this morning. The names, how we name our children. She also talked on domestic violence, and a lot of information was given to you today. So I'd just like to remind you, if you'd like to go back and check the information that was given to you, you could check the Facebook page, Meeti Masala and Radio Anand on Facebook, and you can check back that live, and you'll see all of what was said right there. Also, I'd like to say to our sponsors, Sharmila and Anjali Snacket and Devil's Corner, they are very good at giving you authentic Guyanese food. You can call them at 277-0656 or WhatsApp them at 674-1502. And the good thing about them, what I really love, is that you order and you get your food hot and fresh. So you order and just wait a little and then you'll get it. They're located at Harkisun, Dibalam Public Road. And they also have a taxi and bus service, so you should check them out for that as well. They also have a Facebook page. And that Facebook page is Sharmila and Anjali Snacket Corner. And they also have free delivery for around Dubalam, Zeeburg, and Metimerzuk. So a lot is going on there. Don't miss out that opportunity to check them out on Facebook as well. Also to Kumar's Tent Rental, they take lots of pride in their job. They provide awesome customer satisfaction and service, and they always have clean tents and chairs for all their events and tables too, whether it be a wedding, a birthday, a party, a general meeting, some sports, or anything you may have. They have all the stuff to get that event going. Contact them at 655-1600 or 276-0299. That's 655-1600 or 276-0299. Ms. Aaron, you did talk about the domestic violence, and you did touch on it, but I would just like to say as well that when we talk about domestic violence, we are speaking about women indeed, because we are in the period of Navaratri. We are getting into the period of Navaratri. But I think you have to mention that domestic violence is not only one gender.
I know, I mentioned
right,
that,
you did mention
men,
it, but
yeah.
when we're talking about...
Sorry. Very rare, men come forward.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like I mentioned yesterday on the Meeting with Sal program that I did see one young man come forward, and what you see coming out is that people are making memes of him and they're making fun of him.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so when we talk of issues these days, it's not towards one particular gender.
But you see, this is it. With the ministry, when you call that number, it remains confidential and help is given. So although you may be confused and you want to get help, you have to know where to get the help. And you have to be careful who you're telling your story to, because there's a tragic thing to happen that, people are making fun, and it's a very serious matter.
Indeed, it is. It is very important, and it's very also important to know who you're talking to and what's not. But you also mentioned, and what you showed us this morning, is that through our scriptures, the Mahishasura Mardini coming out of that battle, it shows that women are strong.
Very strong.
And that's what our religion shows us. We were looking at a documentary. We have a few messages coming up. But we did look at a documentary which shows that in India, long ago in the Hinduism, the
women were on par.
Indeed, and they were referred to as God because they give birth. So long, long ago, when you didn't have technology and so forth, Google, because you could give life, you are recognized as a God. And in Hinduism, we know that there is a divine spark in everyone. I'd like to hold that thought, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Broadcasting live from Georgetown, Guyana. Maa 97.
Ramaran Construction Services, located at 576 Zilot, East Bank, Essequibo. They specialize in construction of roads, bridges, weeding and landscaping, and so much more. Contact them at 692-7905 or 501-47777. Contact Kumar's Tent Rental at 655-1600 or 276-0299 for all your tent, tables, and chairs for your events. Sanjay's Trucking Service and Service Station for all your Shell gas, kerosene, and diesel. Contact them at 687-5314, 684-3611, or 630-7779. Located at 105 Public Road, Ruby, East Bank, Essequibo. Sharmila and Anjali Snacket and Dobbs Corner, located at Harkisun, Duwillam Public Road, West Coast, Demerara, for your authentic Guyanese food and reliable taxi and bus service. Contact them at 277-0656 or WhatsApp them on 674-1502.
Don't touch that dial. Mad 97 is we are.
One of the important aspect which is taken from the Srimad Devi Bhagavatam Mahapuran is Devi Maa ne kaha. Devi said, "Main aur Brahma ek hi hai." Myself, that's Devi Maa, and Brahma, we are one. Mujh mein aur in Brahma mein kabhi kinchit matra bhi bhed nahi hai. Between myself and Brahma, there is no difference. And this is coming from a salutation that was given to Durga Maa from Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh, and she was addressing Brahma here. So the point is that when we have this confusion about several devatas and several devis, it is mentioned in this Bhagavatam Mahapuran. Mother Durga says, I am one with them. So we're going to try as much as possible to bring to this oneness of God, but several forms.
Thank you, and I did say to hold that thought, but I'm glad you actually showed from scriptures now that it's there that we are one with God. And I think once human beings understand that we have a divine spark within all of us, and that we are one with God, and that whole understanding there, then I don't see us treating each other unequally or unfairly or mean. If we understand that there is a divine spark within every single person, you would be very careful what you say to people. You'll be very, you'll think twice before, being angry or hitting someone. Or I think that needs to be instilled. How I don't know how that's gonna happen, but do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, too often we take people for granted, and we look at them and feel that they are a lesser being, and for some reason we are more superior, and that's not the way to go. That's not the way to go at all.
Right. And also, one of the things that I'm saying we need to push and we need to say is that we are all a part of God, like you've been saying. But also, you did mention that there is strength in conversation, basically.
There is not even strength, there is empowerment.
Empowerment, okay.
Because, people have things in their mind boiling up for ages, and that eventually take birth in anger. And when that anger is exploded, the unexpected happen, but it's not nice. So as much as possible, speak out. Don't keep it in.
And saying that too, it's not as easy as it seems, but it is a start, and it is the way to go. Because if you keep things this is something I like to talk about. There is the the subconscious mind. Then there is the conscious mind. And then there is the mind itself. There are 3 levels. I read it somewhere. I can't recall the exact thing right now. And what it shows you that you think about things, but you don't say anything. And then that just remains at the bottom there of that level. And then when something else triggers it, then it comes and it eventually becomes into your mind. So like if you're thinking, whatever you're thinking, it can eventually become a reality. That's why they say if you think about owning something, or you think about dreaming big, or you dream big, then eventually it will come to bear because your actions will align with whatever you're thinking. But at the same time, it works with violence as well. If you're thinking about being mean and being angry and being aggressive to someone, it's just hidden at the back of your mind, and eventually one day you might just lash out.
Right. And, that is why I want to drive home to you. MHSSS, Ministry of Human Resources and Social Security, they are on the ball. And, looking at society and what is happening, we need to reach out. And that is why it is important. Take up the phone, call 914 and seek help. You do not want to move into this Navrat period and, there is quarrel and there is vexation and there is anger in the atmosphere in the home. You want peace, you want love, you want kindness, and seek help so that your Navrat can be perfect. And beyond Navrat, the home atmosphere can be so conducive that you want to get up every morning, pray, and just do good things.
All right. And again, you said something which really hit home, that when we're fasting, if we stay away from meat, or we stay away from the clubs or alcohol, let's put it that way, it doesn't necessarily mean you're fasting, because your mind is what needs to be clean. And that's why you stay away from those things, so that, you are not thinking about those things and like eating an animal, so to speak, or, behaving vulgar or behaving rude, but you're actually focused on bringing good vibes and good energy, spiritual energy around you during this fasting period. One of the things that Didi Vindi always says is that if you can do it for Navratri, the 9 days, 9 nights.
I was now going to say that.
I realized.
Why only the 9 days and 9 nights? I mean, if you can be so disciplined for these 9 days and 9 nights, and your spiritual level has risen, to optimum, and you cannot explain the feeling that that you're experiencing because of these nights and days that you observe and you pray, and you keep it going. Just keep it going.
Because, mommy, it takes a lot of effort to do that for those 9 days to say. Because you do see people, there's the memes, of course, where you see the chicken is happy during Navratri because he can roam freely, and nobody's trying to kill him. But at the same time, it's
okay, but it's a choice now, right? It's a choice. It's a choice, because if you see that your spiritual level has risen during these 9 days and 9 nights, it's an individual choice. Do I want to continue this? And if you see that you partaking in certain meals and it's now working for you, nobody's saying you have to make a choice. Just make a choice. Make a choice based on what is working for you.
And choices, it's something which we touched on many times as well. That if you can choose to stay away from certain things during Navratri, you can also choose to do it for the rest of your life. But then again, the choices that we make, it should not, this is my opinion now, the choices that you make should not be because you feel as if you have to, but because you understand that, or you have felt a difference in the way you see things, and a difference in how you feel. Like there is a vibration around you, and there is always a good aura. When you fast and the mind is clean and the mind is pure and you're peaceful and you're at one with God.
And Ash, you must not do it because of fear.
Right.
And because somebody said, if you don't do this, this will happen, and then his superstition start to build. No. Hinduism is very simple. You pray, you get result. You fast, you get result. You decide now the path. But I want to feel that everyone wants peace in their home. And it is not that every home there is peace. The day we can open the newspaper or we can go on Facebook and see, okay, 1 week has passed and not a woman has been harmed, not a woman has been killed, and there has been no violence, we can say, okay, people are making the right choices. But as long as these figures keep escalating, then we know that we need to make changes and we need to seek help.
Right. And it's a choice, right? It is a choice.
And help is available.
Help is always available.
Cannot reiterate. It's about the third time I'm saying it this morning. Because the next month is violence against women, and don't let us not wait to talk about it in November. It must be here on. It must be every day.
Right. That's what I keep saying. The conversations must be there. Keep talking about it. Don't be shy to say certain things, and don't be shy to even think, that this is wrong and I should do something about it. Don't be shy about that.
The last thing I want to say, Ash, I think this is the last thing I'm saying, is that when I'm talking both men and women, when they hit each other, if a man beats a woman or if a woman beats a man, it is not because they're this powerful and they're strong. It could be that they have some fear hidden. Maybe they were traumatized, and this is the only way they know. And when you ask for help, it is that they have to also get help to repair the damages that was done to them, because most cases, the men who met out violence against women is because they saw that growing up, and for them, they thought it was okay. And this is a tradition I will carry on. But it is not okay, and it needs to be stopped.
And this is what I spoke about yesterday, Caribbean parenting.
Okay, all right.
That, you grew up seeing certain things. But I mean, now I really believe in this 21st century that even though you grow up a certain way, you can be more logical in your thinking, because...
Yeah, but your 21st century hasn't solved the problem, because violence is still very high.
But they're still working on it now. But I mean, this is not a competition,
I know.
Ma.
But we're supposed to say, okay, we're more equipped, we're more prepared,
Right.
we're more advanced, and
But,
that is why.
I did see something that says, is it that long ago they didn't have a lot of things happening, or is it that it has always been present, but because of social media, we're now aware of these things?
Yeah, and this, I can get some bashing for this, but I can tell you a long time, it was licks like peas. The men used to beat the women, but they were taught by the grandparents, where they beat you or where you do, you have to stay in the marriage.
And that's what we need to break.
And you have to, don't answer women, mom, they close. But now women are speaking out. And a lot was held, but we need to totally eradicate the violence. Totally.
Totally. And one of the things we should know during this Navratri period, something you've always say, I've always heard this growing up, is that if we're going to pray to Mother Durga during the 9 nights and during Navratri and at Mandir and stuff, but you're not respecting
Respect
their own
the women
at your
in
home,
your home.
it's
That's
a
right.
complete waste of time. You're just a hypocrite.
Yes.
Yes. So if you consider yourself as a Hindu especially, and you're going to be praying for this Navratri season, but you are not respecting the women around you, it's not necessarily in your home alone, but around you, wherever you may go, then you are defeating the purpose of praying to Mother Durga, because you're not understanding the true essence of who Mother Durga really is and what she represents, and that's a woman as well.
Yeah, but next week, just a little bit, next week we'll talk about women who disrespect others. We have to touch on that, because as much as we're advocating for women and, domestic violence upon them, we do have certain cases where our women, they're not optimum level.
When it comes to that as well, it's also choice and freedom of, speech and freedom of... It's kind of tricky, right?
Very tricky.
Very tricky, but it's something we can talk about.
Yeah, a little bit next week.
Also, I'd like to say to sponsors, Sanjay Trucking Service or Tommy Trucking Service, as we know them as, they can bring to you, they can produce, they can have for you sand and mud. So you should call them to get those for all your construction that's currently going up, because I've noticed a lot of persons have construction ongoing. So you should give them a call, Sanjay's Trucking Service or Tommy's Trucking Service, for that sand and mud. You can call them at 687-5314 or 684-3611 or 630-777-9. As always, my Facebook page, Miti Masala and Radio Anand, will have this information. That's 687-5314, 684-3611 or 630-7779. They're located at 105 Public Road, Ruby, East Bank, Essequibo. Also, you should check out Sanjay's service station for all your shell gas, kerosene, and diesel at very much affordable prices. So, check them out and, let's not waste any further time. But I'd also like to say to Crest Radio from New York, thank you for tuning in with us. Remember to check out the cabinet and countertop quality designs that they have there. And I'd also like to say on the 5th of October, it's Teachers' Day. So all these teachers who've been working really hard, and you have a lot going on. I know how hard it is. But, I would like to say to all of you, this is your day, still teach and stuff, because I don't think we can do anything because of the pandemic still. Nevertheless, enjoy the day, and a very happy Teachers' Day to you. Ms. Sarah, would you like to say anything about that?
No, I just want to echo your words. Happy Teachers' Day to all the teachers. And those are the professional ones we're talking about. But we're also referring to parents, because parents are our first teachers.
Right. Also, Miss Aaron, happy anniversary to you, the 4th of October. It's your day. I wonder what we have planned, where we are going, Miss Aaron, for your anniversary.
We are going to the puja room.
Oh, okay, as always. And as always, I leave you with the chapter 7, chapter 4, verse 7. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Arjuna, whenever righteousness is on the decline and unrighteousness is in the ascendant, then I body myself forth. Do enjoy the rest of today. Thank you for tuning in with us, and see you next week.
तथा सुरेन्द्रेण
Yeah, we have some energy.
दिनेषु सेविता